Joining me now is Kevin Sabat. He's the founder of the Smart Approaches to Marijuana Advocacy Group. He's also the author of the book, One Nation Under the Influence. You do not think reclassifying marijuana is a good idea. Why?
No, it's not. Well, today's marijuana is not Woodstock weed, right? It's so much more strong.
Way more.
What happened with Colorado legalizing it and the 24 some states that have legalized recreational, they created an industry. That industry has totally altered marijuana as we know it. They have genetically modified it. It is now completely chemically created. You have flower, that's the plant, that is getting up to, being taken from the plant, that is getting up to about 40% potency THC. That's the ingredient that gets you high. The plant in a state of nature was like 1, 2, 3% THC. So this is not natural.
Chrissy, thank you so much for joining me on Grieving Out Loud.
Thank you so much for having me. So many of our parents in the network talk about how it's like a love affair with this drug. There is no other drug that people will destroy their lives over, destroy their marriages, and defend it as if this is the most important thing in the world to them.
I want to begin by thanking Chairman Newton and the members of this committee for giving me the opportunity to speak today. My name is Iman Larosky. I serve as a federal and state policy associate for SAM, Smart Approaches to Marijuana. SAM was founded in 2013 by former Congressman Patrick Kennedy and three-time White House policy advisor Dr. Kevin Sabat.
Kevin Sabat, your reaction to the president trying to expedite the reclassification of marijuana yesterday. What did you think?
Yeah, I think it's in some ways a mixed bag. I mean, wasn't wholly unexpected. The president talked about it during the campaign trail, and he even went further. He said he was voting for the failed Florida effort to legalize marijuana outright.
Thank you so much for having me. Just for anybody who doesn't know, Smart Approaches to Marijuana is the organization where I serve as the chief of staff. We are a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization, and we are explicitly anti-legalization. So you're going to hear anti-legalization things from me here today. I think I'm a little outnumbered, but I'm honored to serve the cause.
And right now we're joined by Jordan Davidson. He is the Director of Government Affairs for Smart Approaches to Marijuana. Jordan, thanks for taking the time.
Mike, thanks so much for having me. But what people didn't realize was you can actually derive synthetic variations of THC from this plant.
Luke, thank you for joining us on Washington Watch. Good to have you.
Congressman, thanks for having me on. God bless you. So, there is this myth out there that, marijuana shouldn't be in the same class as heroin. They're both Schedule I drugs. That means they both are considered the worst. But actually, our scheduling system is very different from that. It's not a harm index. It doesn't mean that, if a drug is in 1, it doesn't mean it's the worst drug ever, and drugs in 5 are, the least bad. What actually it's based on is whether they have medical use that is accepted by the medical, by FDA, and their level of potential for harm or abuse.
Joining us right now with what this means for the marijuana industry and personal consumption is Kevin Sabat. He is the CEO of Smart Approaches to Marijuana, a former White House drug policy advisor, and he's the author of One Nation Under the Influence.
When you look at the data, today's marijuana is so much more harmful than it once was.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Appreciate those remarks. What are the biggest misconceptions you encounter about drugs, and how do these shape kind of where we are now?
Well, that's a big question. There's probably about 14 different ways I can answer it. So I'm just going to be unfiltered.
Luke, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me on the show, Nathan and Micah.
Well, first, tell us more about your organization, Smart Approaches to Marijuana.
Yeah, so many people probably know us for our work to really hold the marijuana industry accountable and educate people about today's high-potency marijuana. But over the last few years, we've expanded our mandate, working to educate folks on drugs like many of the psychedelics that are being voted on the ballot in a number of other states. And so we have a sister organization called the Foundation for Drug Policy Solution.
Well, Hungary actually stands as a beacon of light of success in drug policy in Europe.
Kevin, can I start with you? At first glance of the story and maybe the headline, some folks may be confused that all the the cannabis stores that you've seen in several different cities, they may be shut down. Is that true? What products are we actually talking about here?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. You know, the products we're talking about are those sold in those shady smoke shops that are selling products often manufactured in China or derived in shady labs, what they call Delta 8 or Delta 10 THC. The traditional THC of marijuana that's been legalized in some states is Delta 9 THC.
The issue of legalization of marijuana, John, it sort of hit a wall. You know, we had this great momentum at the beginning part of this decade. States that newly legalized marijuana from 2020 to 2021, it was 8 new states. 2022 to 2023, it was 6 new states. In the last 2 years, it's zero. It is zero. There were 24 states that legalized marijuana from 2012 through 2023. And then in the last 2 years, it has been absolutely zero. And in fact, there were 3 ballot measures back in 2024 that failed. We had all the success for ballot measures on marijuana from 2012 through 2023. And then in 2024, boom, it hit a wall. There's been at least some sort of backlash against legalization of marijuana, and we're stuck at 24.
Kevin, great to have you on the show. So when did this all start? When did you realize there was this appetite building in some places to make cannabis illegal again?
Well, thanks for having me on, Elizabeth. Really big fan of yours, and your story is so valuable. And actually, the intro to this couldn't have been better. You know, I knew that there was a problem. I served in the Obama administration, so I'm not coming at this from a sort of far right or really a partisan point of view. I served both Republicans and Democrats. And when I was serving in the Obama administration, I knew that the science about marijuana and how today's marijuana is not your Woodstock weed was really emerging and coming out and showing the link to psychosis and schizophrenia. And when they legalized marijuana in Colorado, Patrick Kennedy, Ted Kennedy's son, called me and said, this is going to be really bad. This is going to be a new big tobacco type industry that relies on addiction for profit.
So talk to us about some of those amazing solutions that you found in the course of your work that maybe you want to highlight.
Yeah, I was able to travel to so many different parts of the country and again around the world, whether it was Portugal or what was happening in Canada. But you know, right here in the United States, we have prevention strategies that are actually reducing regular drug